Standard 12th, Subject Physics, 9th chapter, Current Electricity. From this chapter, let us see the construction and working of the galvanometer. Galvanometer is the device which is used to detect the weak currents in the electrical circuits. Mainly there are two types of galvanometer, that is moving magnet type galvanometer and moving coil type galvanometer. Here we will consider moving coil type galvanometer. So let us see the construction and working of this moving coil galvanometer. It has a coil pivoted or suspended between two pole pieces, that is concave pole pieces of strong laminated horseshoe magnet. When electric current passes through the coil, it gets deflected, and therefore the deflection of the coil is directly proportional to the current passing through the coil. And hence the working principle of this moving coil galvanometer is the current flowing through the coil of the galvanometer is directly proportional to deflection of the coil. The deflection of the coil can be read with the help of the pointer attached to it. The position of the pointer on the scale indicates the current passing through the galvanometer or the potential difference across it. Thus, the galvanometer can be used as an ammeter or voltmeter by making some modification in it. The galvanometer coil has a moderate resistance, nearly 100 ohm, and the galvanometer itself has a current capacity nearly 1 milliampere. So this will be regarding the block diagram of this galvanometer is as shown. So in this case, this will represent this angular scale. This is the pointer which reads that deflection of the coil. Here there will be a cylindrical iron core on which this rectangular coil made up of conducting wire will be wound. Then this coil will be kept between the two pole pieces N and S of the horseshoe magnet, which are laminated pole pieces of the horseshoe magnet. Now let us consider the next point, that is the galvanometer as an ammeter. So a galvanometer can be converted into ammeter so as to measure the electric current, and therefore in order to convert the galvanometer into ammeter, first of all let us see what is the use of the ammeter. Generally, ammeter is used to measure the electric current in the circuits, and it is always connected in series with the component of that electric circuit. So in order to convert that galvanometer into ammeter, what type of modification is done? So a moving coil galvanometer can be converted into ammeter. It will be converted into ammeter by connecting a low value resistance in parallel with the coil of the galvanometer, which will reduce the resistance of the galvanometer, and this low value resistance connected in parallel is called as shunt S. So in this diagram, this is the galvanometer. In parallel with this galvanometer, a small value resistance S is connected, which is called as shunt. Now, why this small value resistance will be selected? So that if you consider this galvanometer, its coil is very sensitive and delicate. If we want to measure the total current I flowing through the circuit, and if this total current flows directly through the coil of the galvanometer, then it will get damaged, and therefore some diverting path for the flow of current must be there. This total current I must be divided into two parts so that the maximum part of the current will pass by alternate way, and very small current Ig will pass through this galvanometer. And therefore in this case, when the shunt is connected here, the maximum value of current Is will flow through this resistance S, and only minimum value Ig will pass through this galvanometer. So this Ig here represents the value which gives the full scale deflection for this galvanometer, that is maximum value of the current flowing through the galvanometer, is given by this Ig, and the total current I will be equal to Ig plus Is. Now in this case the shunt is provided there. Now what is the advantage of it? So the first point will be the shunt use diverts large part of total current by providing an alternate path. So when this S is connected in the circuit, the maximum current will pass through S and only minimum current will pass through the galvanometer. Second point, it increases the range of the ammeter. Maximum value of current will be measured with the help of this ammeter, that is its range will be increased. Similarly, it decreases the resistance between the points to which it is connected, so that as G and S are connected in parallel, therefore the effective resistance of this combination will automatically decrease. So these are some of the advantages. Now from this figure it is clear that at point A the current is entering, and that is I, and leaving currents are Ig and Is. Therefore total current I will be equal to Ig plus Is. And now in this case G and S are connected in parallel, and therefore the potential difference across G will be measured between A and B points. Similarly, the potential difference across S will be again measured between A and B points. As G and S are connected in parallel, therefore potential difference across G must be equal to potential difference across S, and therefore we can write Igg equal to Is into S, that is potential difference across G equal to potential difference across S. It will be written as then Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S, because Is will be equal to I minus Ig from this relation, and therefore simplifying it we can write S is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into G. Now by using this relation we can choose the proper value of shunt in order to convert that given galvanometer into ammeter. Now let us see the first case here. If the total current I flowing through the circuit is N times the current flowing through the galvanometer, that is if I is equal to Nig, then we can put the value of I in the above equation as Nig, and therefore S will become Ig upon Nig minus Ig into G. Ig will be taken common, and this common taken Ig will cancel with this Ig. Therefore we will get S is equal to G upon N minus 1. So this will be the relation for this shunt, that is equal to G upon N minus 1. Similarly, second case, if you consider, that is if Is is the current flowing through the shunt, if Is is the current flowing through the shunt, then the remaining current, that is I minus Is, will now flow through the galvanometer, that is value of Ig will be equal to I minus Is, and therefore from this equation, that is Igg equal to Iss, if we put the value of Ig as I minus Is, therefore we can write I minus Is into G equal to Is into S. Therefore simplifying this bracket, Ig minus Isg equal to Iss, and therefore Ig will be equal to Iss, this will become plus, so plus Is into G. Therefore Ig will be equal to, Is is taken common, Is into S plus G, and therefore if you take the ratio of Is and I, that is Is upon I, it will come equal to G upon S plus G. Here Is upon I represents the fraction of total current flowing through the shunt. Now in order to obtain this relation, we have taken the value of Ig is equal to I minus Is. Instead of that, if we write the value of Is as I minus Ig, and if that value is kept, again in this relation, in place of is, it is I minus Ig, and Ig will remain as it is here. And if you simplify in the similar manner, then the fraction of total current flowing through the galvanometer, that is Ig upon I, will be equal to S upon S plus G. So these two equations will represent the fraction of total current flowing through shunt as well as the fraction of total current flowing through the galvanometer.